All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. S197 Coyote build. Finally getting into some more of the better fun stuff, I guess you can say. Um, there's probably gonna be some videos later on the channel that's gonna be more maintenance stuff on this that I've corrected. But I think we're finally at a point now to where we can start putting some stuff on it, which I'm pretty excited about. This video is not going to be very long, but I do want to show you what's in the box first before I go ahead and break down what I'm going to be doing, because the quality of this is actually pretty nice. So Flashshark Racing reached out to us and sent us out their oil catch can setup. I wanted the JLT one at first, but honestly, once I pull this quality out, or once I pull this out and you guys see the quality, I think you might have a different opinion. Like, these stuff's like, it's pretty basic. Like, when you buy the big name brands, you're literally just paying for the name. I know I'm going to have some people in the comments section arguing with me about that, but it is what it is, guys. As long as this thing holds oil and brings it in there. And I'm going to show you the quality of the catch can and stuff that's provided with this, and the fittings that go over the PCVs and stuff. Huge benefit. And also, guys, you don't want this stuff like recycling back in your motor. Everybody knows the 5.0 has a oil consumption issue. There's multiple things that people have done to try to negate that, but these are just a healthy reminder. Kind of keep your engine a little healthier. And obviously, it's a high mileage Coyote. It's a Gen 1. Your back's against the wall. So let's go ahead and get it. Guys, so this is kind of just like a little box on view. So there's your connector, your hose. Just going to show you guys all this real quick, just so you know what you're spending your money on, what you're getting your money's worth. These connectors are actually sick, and they're very nice. Just your typical hose. I'm sure that every other company sends. Your bag of worm gear clamps, and you got some screws in there. Pull this out. You do have directions in there. It even tells you how difficult it is. If you are struggling to do a catch can, okay, I'm going to struggle to pull this out, but got some nice little logo on it. It's going to bolt right to the strut tower. But this was the part that I was impressed about. Oh yeah, forgot these little push lock fittings in there. This is the part I was impressed about. And hopefully I can do this with one hand. Please give me a second. I promise I'm making it as quick as possible to get it out. Okay, there we go. Guys, this is like high quality. Like, this isn't, got a nice little drain port there. Of course, I'm not going to be able to spin this off with one hand. Again, give me a second. There. All right, this is what you're getting. Nice little baffled system, out, in, O-ringed. And nice part is, once I set this down, drain on the bottom, which I probably won't be using this. I'll probably just unscrew it for the most part. I think that's probably going to be the best bet, but yeah, pretty simple. So let's go ahead. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the push locks on these. Guys, this install, 10 minutes. I'm serious. This is super easy stuff. But some of the other ones, you guys are paying like $200-300 for this. This one is on sale right now for $80-70, something like that. So think about it. All right, a little bit of prep work going into this. I give you guys a little bit of a tip here. If you don't have an out or a AN wrench, use a little bit of this, put it over top of this with a crescent wrench. It's going to save this from getting all scratched up. If you don't care, just put a wrench on it. Or if you have an AN wrench like you're supposed to, that makes it way easier. But I wanted to show this too, because I didn't show this, but it literally does give you instructions. It says 30 minutes. I think that's being very generous. I think they're just trying to be mindful of all your installs, which you guys can see, like, it's all in there. Just trying to let you guys, you can pause it, you can read about it if you want to, but even gives you torque specs right there. So let's go ahead and fasten this to the strut tower, and let's go ahead and get that old line. All right, guys, so it's getting dark outside, but we're still knocking it out, giving you guys plenty of lighting here. You're gonna take these two off. So the catch can setup is labeled out and in. So I'm just gonna set this here. I don't want to scratch it all up, so I'm trying to watch what I'm doing here. But you guys are gonna set that right on there like so. And obviously I can't record and do that, but I'm gonna secure that, and you got some adjustment on top to spin that like left or right. So don't tighten those screws yet. So just keep it. See if I can do this with one hand, guys. Just wanna secure this here a little bit. I'm gonna scratch it up though. Looks pretty good. Looks too good to scratch up. So gonna secure that like so, and then you guys can see, nice tucked in there. It's not rubbing up against anything. Even when I tighten this down, the instructions do tell you not to tighten this down. But to remove your factory, if you guys see this little push tab in here, just kind of lift that out of the way like so, and then you'll be able to slide that right off. Same way with this. There we go. This comes off. Guys, this stuff's like super, super easy. This factory stuff is super brittle, so just keep that in mind. But I'll show you guys how to run the new lines. I would definitely say that this blue is not factory on mine. The PCVs are all the same, but I would say this was probably some upgraded piece that Ford did to try to negate some of that oil consumption. So let's go ahead and get the new lines hooked up, and we'll show you what it looks like. All right, guys. So and I wanted to point something out too. This kit even works with this is a Gen 3 manifold on a Gen 1, and it still works. So I didn't know if the PCV placement was any different on a Gen 3 versus a Gen 1, but just keep that in mind that it does work. I haven't put the hose clamps on these yet. That's in part of the instructions. But, dude, these push clips that they give you, dude, super legit, super nice kit. Tucked out of the way. I did end up securing this back down. Left this free so that I could rotate it any way that I wanted to find like the best possible and cleanest hose placement. And I mean, you guys can see once this is even hooked up like this, I'm not going to push that on all the way, still have plenty of room to, whenever this is secured, to go ahead and spin this off. Guys, really, really nice kit. Let me go ahead and finish this up, and I'll actually show you guys in the daytime what it looks like. All right, guys, I want to close this video out. I did just run it through some water, so if you see some steam back there, it's okay. I just wanted to drive it up the road a little bit, and it was kind of wet today. Anyway, wanted to cover Flashshark's kit here, and I'm going to unspin it, which is actually the first time that I've done this. I put not that many miles on it, maybe like 30 or 40, but I am genuinely curious if it caught anything. But if you're wondering if I've had any like blow-by issues or problems with the connectors or anything like that, guys, simple answer, none. And this is after running, I don't know, probably 30, 40 miles, I'd say. So not like the longest time, but the engine does have higher miles on it. It's tuned on E85. It's got some things done to it. So I am curious. So before we close the video out, let me go ahead and spin this off real quick. Let's see if we got anything. And if not, cool. If we do, also cool. That's the whole part. And in the video, I did talk about not using the worm gears on this because they have push locks. And so far, so good. So if you're curious about doing that. But let's spin it off. All right, guys. So we did get some stuff. I would imagine it's looking like poop because it's on E85, and it's probably about that time of the year that I probably should stop running E85. But anyway, if you're curious, this is what would be basically back flushed into your motor. This is still pretty warm, so I'm not gonna clean it out quite yet, but Flashshark Racing, guys. I could have just did that, but thought it was easier to just spin it off. You can use your preference on which one you like to do, but that's what I did. So guys, anyway, I wanted to get this video out. Flashshark Racing, huge thanks to you guys sponsoring today's video. If you guys are wanting to get one of these, that'd be a time to do it. Under $100, I think, on sale around the holidays. So check them out.